Well, I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to my first live on this channel. This is my backup Google account that I have. Um, Actually, it's the Google account that I first used on my Chromebook when I first got it. So this particular channel's been around for a year. I've just never uploaded anything on it. Um, except a few videos. So my other Google account, um, it's something happened to it. I have to make sure everything's working with it. So let me just. Oh, Bayou Repair Guy, you're first. You're the first one, big man. So let me just. Okay. Whoops. Uh oh. Oh well. No one. No wonder. Okay. There we are. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see what we're doing here and save. All right. So I just gave you a surprise there, Raleigh. I hope you like it. Um, okay, let me. RJ is a wonderful man. You know it. Raleigh. How you been, man? Uh, oh man. Um, I don't But, I'm kinda glad I'm in this account because I particularly like this account because it's the first account that I've had on this device, so and there's not a whole lot in this particular account, so, I don't have to worry about a whole bunch of crap. My main account, like I said, I think I accidentally deleted some stuff and it's not working properly. So I'm just letting it do whatever it needs to do. And then I don't think I'm gonna use my main account for YouTube recording or anything probably. I'm just probably gonna use this. I don't know, it just depends. But um I do want to grow this channel. This one's It's really weird because, like, this one's kind of like, I guess, my baby because it was the first YouTube channel that I created on this Chromebook here. So this one won't be deleted, of course, because it's my baby. So, um, but anyway, enough of that. Let's see. Mr. Mr. Legion too. Holy crap, man. How you doing? How you doing? Hopefully everybody's okay. Um, this is my Robert Sandifer channel, of course. So, um, y- I'm in a different Google account. So, but yeah, a lot of y'all know me as RJ. That's a nickname, really, and my real name's Robert. I usually don't go by Robert because it just sounds very formal. Hello, Robert. How are you doing, Robert? I had this doctor when I was a kid, and you won't believe what her name was. Her name was Dr. Ombre. Dr. Ombre. That was her name. And so every time I would go to see her, because she was oddly enough, she was my eye doctor. And um of course, I would still have to have eye checkup because, even though I'm blind, they still want to make sure that my eyes are not giving me any pain or not too much pressure or anything like that. So basically, when I would go see her, because she had a waiting room, of course, and I'd be playing with toys or whatever, because she had like toys in her waiting room because she was like a eye doctor for children. And so every time she would open her examination room door, she would say, Robert, Robert. Like she had a deep voice. And my dad used to always try to imitate her. He'd say, Robert, Robert. And it used to really irritate the out of me because, and I mean, we liked her because she was a really good doctor. She was really good. And then, I think I think when I started going into middle school, because we would have to go down to West Palm Beach to see her. And so I think I want to say I was in the seventh grade, and um, I went to see her, and she's like, "Well, this will be the last time you see me." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she says, "Well, I'm moving to California." And I don't know if she retired. I don't know. Well, probably by now she probably did, but it oddly enough, we have a doctor here that just retired, and he actually went to medical school with Dr. Ombre. So he knew her personally. And it was really weird how, you know, this guy knew exactly what she did. She was an ophthalmologist. So, but yeah, I don't know why I've never really liked being called Robert. That's one thing that's one thing that people always ask me. That's your name. Why don't you like being called Robert? And now, I mean, sometimes I will use it. I will use the name Robert. Um, but most of the time I prefer RJ. I mean, it just depends. Like if it's if it's a situation where like I'm at the doctor's office or um I have to go to the bank or something like that, yeah, of course I'll use Robert. Okay. That's my name. But now there was a time when actually I went to an eye doctor. In fact it was the eye doctor that knew Dr. Ombre. And I walked in and the lady behind the counter, she goes, "Hey, RJ, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right." Cause see, she went to school with me, and she's like, "I know it says here on your chart that you're Robert, but can I just call you RJ?" I'm like, "Sure. In fact, I prefer it." And she goes, "Yeah, I know, right?" So I went back there, and the doctor's like, "Oh, hi, Robert. I mean, RJ." And I'm like, "Okay, you really didn't have to do that, but that's okay." So let me check the chat because I know I'm mumbling. La la la. Thank you, my good sir. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing, my good sir? And Jamie, for you to call me sir, that says a lot about you, my friend. Oh, that says a lot about you, my friend. You're welcome, man. I've been good, and you, RJ? Oh, I've been all right, man. Um, I've been okay. Oh my god. So let's see. You been repairing any refrigerators lately or anything like that? I like your new name, Raleigh. Um, Bayou Repair Guy. I like that. That's cool. I like that name. That's interesting. Yeah, I love listening to your stories. Thank you, Raleigh. I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's really weird because oh, uh-oh. It's really weird because like I remember one time I was at university. I was at Florida Atlantic University, and I had this social work class, and everybody in the class is calling me RJ. The only person that called me Robert was the professor, and I'm like, "Will you please not call me Robert, please?" And every time, and they're like, one time we were listening to a lecture, and I had a question. And so I raised my hand, and the professor says, "Robert?" And one of the other students goes, "Who the hell is Robert? We don't have a Robert in here, do we?" And the professor's like, "Oh, you mean RJ?" And everybody's going, "What does R stand for?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's Robert. That's me." So see, my my name, where we get the R and the J, of course, I'm sure Raleigh already knows this, is Robert James. Now, see, my grandfather was Robert Henry, so he was RH. So my see, so that was my dad's dad, Robert Henry. So then my dad's dad, Robert Henry, named his son Robert James. So he was Robert James Sr., and I'm Robert James Jr. So, uh, that's how that came about. And I've had people joke around with me, and they'll be like, "Robert James Sandifer," and I'll be like, "Oh, hey, mom." Like, cause, but my mom used to never do that. My mom would say, my mom would say, RJ. She never used to say Robert James Sandifer. Cause you know how some people they'll say, my mom used to call me by my full name. My mom never did that. She'd be like, RJ, get your butt in here. Like, what did I do now? Did your mom ever warn you before she got mad at you? Like, RJ, if you say that again, you know what's gonna happen. Like, my mom she used to get upset at me because I was cussing one day, right? And she goes, RJ, if you don't quit that cussing, we're gonna have words, and then I'm gonna do some fist work on you. And I really didn't have the heart to ask her, Mom, what do you mean by fist work? Because I already knew what she meant. And my mom had these bony hands, like her her fingers were like bony. Okay, and she was a short woman. My mom was short, and so my mom had this thing, right, where if you back talked her, it was, and boy, let me tell you, I remember one time I think I've told this story before, but if I have, please forgive me. But I was like 25, 26 years old, and for the life of me, I don't know what the hell the argument was about. But let's just say things got pretty heated, and I raised my voice, and before I know it, well, pow, right in the mouth, like right there, like right across here. My mom slaps me, what, pow, right in the mouth. Open hand, no fist, open hand. So her hand went across this part of my mouth, and it was so hard because my brother-in-law and sister were doing something. I think they were coming to the house to do something. I can't remember what it was. And my brother-in-law saw what happened. And so my sister and brother-in-law get to the house and everything. And I'm standing there like, what the hell just happened? So I'm standing there, and my brother-in-law walks in. He goes, "Man, she puts you in your place, bro. Almost got that. You got that ass tore up." And my mom goes, "Well, yeah, you almost lost a few teeth, didn't you?" And my mom used to always make this threat all the time. Like whenever you would talk back to her, she'd be like, "RJ, would you like to lose some teeth? You want to lose some teeth?" I'd be like, "No, ma'am." Well, that day I had forgotten that, and I actually I don't think mom made that threat that day. But normally if you backsassed my mom or talked back to my mom, it was, you want to lose some teeth? I mean, my lord, my mom was she was a sweet woman, but whoo wee. What? Oh, heck yeah. Ooh, welding and doing electronic repairs on circuit boards. Nice. 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 Awesome. Man, I tell you what, oh, and I did listen to your short. I did listen to a few of your shorts about the legal situation, and I was listening to your thoughts about it, and you were absolutely 100% right because you were talking about how you own a business and how sometimes you have to sue a business and a business has to sue you, or a business feels like they need to sue you. And you're absolutely right. You are absolutely 100% correct. And I I don't think I've mentioned this, but there was a time where I actually considered attending law school because I was looking into going to law school before I decided to do the other degree. Um, and had I gone to law school, I probably would have attended Stetson Law School in Florida or Berry Law School. But I actually did consider going to law school at one time. And I would have done criminal law. That was my favorite law was criminal because I would always tell my mom and dad um I wanted to be a prosecutor. I wanted to work as a prosecutor. But I think now, like, had I done law school, I think I probably, like, if I decided to go back to law, if I had decided to apply for law school and they accepted me, I would probably do defense work or something like that. Like, um or some sort of, I probably would have worked at a firm or something like that because prosecutors, you have to, the burden of proof is on you as a prosecutor. You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, which is 99.999%, that the person committed the crime. Whereas a defense attorney, whereas a defense attorney, they don't have to put on any witnesses. The burden of proof is all on the state. Whereas in the situation with Eli and Tammy, it's basically a preponderance of the evidence, which is lower than reasonable doubt, of course. We all know that. So you don't have to have that high of a burden. So you see why I'm interested in this kind of thing, Rally? It's more of the, it's more of the legal aspect of it, the law. That's what interests me about it. Like, you know, um that's the reason why I've been following it because it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. Like, I would want to know, like, what what the judge is going to decide in terms of, like, you know how much the person will be rewarded or will be awarded, um or, and stuff like that. It's more of a, an interest. law has always been like something that's been interesting to me. So it's not a thing of, okay, I'm team Tammy or I'm team Eli. No, it's more of less, it's more of a thing of, I want to see how this is going to turn out. Because anybody can say, and this is with no malice or anything like that, but anybody, anyone that's getting sued, of course they're going to say, "Oh, I've got evidence. I've got evidence. I've got evidence." Okay, that's great that you believe you have evidence. But what really matters is, what is the judge going to decide? Because it's up to the judge. Okay. It's not up to you, it's up to the judge. So my thing is, if I were an outsider looking in, okay, I would be saying, okay, well, I'm gonna hear Tammy's side, then I'm gonna hear Eli's side, and then I'm gonna make a ruling based on the evidence. Like if I were a judge, okay, which I'm not. But if I were a judge, I would have to listen to both sides. But if I were just a spectator, which, if I was sitting in the courtroom, I would listen to both sides, and then I'd be like, I wonder how the judge is going to rule. Because I know there are a lot of people rooting for Tammy, but the judge has to look at both sides. He or she's going to have to listen to Tammy's side and going to have to listen to Eli's side and also look at um the exhibits. If they bring evidence to court, the judge will have to look at that evidence and determine, based on the testimony and the evidence, what and who to believe. And I think it's going to be very interesting from an interest standpoint. I mean, I could go on about this all night because I'm into like law and stuff like that. So uh, so I think that's the thing. I think that's the main thing. It's like, what will the judge decide? How will the judge decide this? And again, this is just interest based. And it's something that I'm interested in. So, it's going to be interesting to see how everything works. So, I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys like the stream and all. Um, Tomorrow, I'm hoping to do a panel, or probably Wednesday. It just depends. Um, I just set up live streaming yesterday, so I had to wait until tonight to do it. Oh, let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, Mr. Legion. Okay. Yeah. Mm, mm. So, guys, like I said, I hope y'all guys like the new channel, and I'm trying to get this to my original goal, 100,000 subscribers. So, or actually, 1,000,000. I'll just up the ante a little bit. 1,000,000 subs. That's where I want to be. And it's going to take some time, but I think we can do it. Um, but guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will talk to y'all later on. And if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Peace.